what up, guy? Yeah, I'm probably going to call this title, and you guys might be shocked. But when I was growing up, I'm thinking about, telling you guys everything, because most people know me, and I want everybody to know my whole story, my true story. I'm an open book. I tell people that because that's who I am. But let's start in 5th grade here. I don't think any of, when I was growing up, people called me respectable, or, oh, we gotta watch out for him, or blah, blah, But when you're a kid, you think, oh, okay, yeah. I was a kid that were in the hospital a lot. Because, and I tell you, going on, but people laugh at me and they treat me different. And I asked my mama, I'm like, Mama, why do are people being mean to me? And she said, sweetheart, you are perfect. And when, your mom always made you feel better, And let me tell you something. When me and my mom talk, I'm always close to my mom, Many people ask me this question. They're like, what, wrong with you? I'm like, nothing wrong with me, And people make me feel down, Let's start at 5th grade. So, we were on a trip called a campaign thing. We went on 3 days, I think. And my mom went with me. And, I thought, I don't have nobody to, I don't have my friend with me, And when I went to the cabin, there were people helping me, and I was like, okay, I'm having, a friend and stuff, and we talked and stuff, but, I thought they were my friend, but, people, you think they're your friend, but, you want to make sure, and all, people are like, yeah, they always, and every time we had our free, I was always with my mom because, I really didn't know nobody and I was shy. I was a shy kid, but if I didn't know you, I would, but if I knew you, man, I would be But we went back to school, and, I thought he was my friend. And one time we were in the lunchroom. I don't know nowadays you guys have the tray anymore. I don't know. You might have. But we had tray. And he just knocked it out of my hand. And we had to do something that day. I know we were dressed, I think. And, it was tough. I mean, I was getting bullied and stuff. And people were just making fun of me. That I thought they were my friend, And that broke my heart. And, I asked my mama, like, is something wrong with me? And she's like, when you, and, you're like, am I stupid? Am I, not, and my mom like, no, baby. It just, people be mean, Now, when I got a little older, when we went to 6th grade, I met some nice people, and we were friends. So one day, boy being boy, we were in the bathroom having fun playing with the water, and I was a germ, right? I let germ, I don't like, and he put water on me. I was like, dude, and I was dressed nice, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I got him back, pay him back, and but they always had my back, you can tell who your friend and who not your friend. And they always got my back no matter what. And I remember there were a girl I liked called Trudy, and I, wanted to talk to her, but I was shy. I had one friend, and man, don't be, and I had to beg him to get her number, and he ruined the plan because we had a plan, and, people, people, he, he, ruined the plan, and, he just shy, and, and I be honest, sometimes but what really hurt me is a lot of people, can bring you down, I had people call me stupid, special, oh, you can't do that, When people tell you can't do that, you show them up, I'll tell you right now, you hear me, I can't read really good, but when if you give me a piece, if you give me some wood, I can build something amazing because I'm good at it. So, we all good at different things. But, I just, but I had people bring me down when I was a kid, even my family, not my mom and dad, but even my family, brought me down, and, I remember one time, I was with my cousin or somebody, and, they're like, oh, he's special and stupid and other stuff, and that broke me down. I was like, are you ashamed of me? And, you think family got your back, but, and you think, people knock me down, I remember one time, I, on the game now, and then we go back, but, I remember I was online, playing with my friend, and the person messaged me, and he's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, he asked me how old I was 20, I don't know what I said. He's like, really, you don't sound that, and he's like, your voice, and he's like, I'm not Pete, and I'm like, dude, I understand, 100%, and he's like, listening, I had story, I have a cleft palate, and he's like, oh, okay, and, and I'd rather you guys tell me than stop being nice to me, if something bothers you or you want to know something about me, I would be happy to tell you. I'm an open book, I tell people when I meet them, I'm an open book, I have nothing to hide. And when you get to know me, I'm a lot of fun. I really am, I can be fun, and, but getting up there, I started doing, karate. And 2006, let's say that. And, if you can find a club or something like that to join, it's great to meet new friends, And when I joined, there was nobody, we learned respect and all that, and there was nobody, I had a friend that nobody, and it was always nice, I remember one time in karate, we had a person named Sam, And everybody loved him. Everybody wanted to, like, him to, he was a cool teacher, and, he was just, nice. And, we were doing our warm-up in karate, jumping jack and stuff like that. I just came out of surgery, and, like, Nick, why are you not doing it? I said, I just had surgery. Like, okay. And just move on. But, but when people, bring you down, call you stupid, you're worthless and stuff like that, I tell people nowadays, it builds you up because let me tell you something. Nowadays, I don't worry about, I have friends and people like, look what they say about me. I'm like, cool. Because if you saying that to me, you probably, heard that because people are being mean to you. Let me tell you, I'm always nice. I'm a nice person. I will come up and talk to you. Now, I might be shy, but I try because I want to know you. I want to talk to you. I set a goal every time we go on vacation to meet one person and talk to them, and sometimes that works, sometimes it don't, it depends, I remember one time, there were some nice people, and they're like, yeah, and I play, and, then I would video to try to get a hole in one in this one little thing. And the people behind me in front, and they're like, oh, we know what and I did it, and they're like, great job, and I like when people, but if I can tell you one thing, don't let nobody bring you down. Don't let no bully you. The best thing is tell someone, tell your mom, tell your dad, don't be this person you be like, oh, I don't want to, trust me. It's not worth it to hear people call you stupid, dumb, you disabled, trust me. I hear it all the time. But let me tell you something. You show them. I show people every day. I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. I can do stuff, It might take me a while, but I can do it, And I'm going to actually, before I start moving up to high school, I love telling you high school. It was fun. When I was trying to get a job, and people like me, it's hard to get a job because people think you're stupid and don't know much, And they only think, oh, he can take the trash out, he can do this. Well, in one company, I'm not going to name because I don't really want to bring their business down or get fired. So, but yeah, I know business, and so my dad used to work there. That probably don't matter, but I said I want to work there, and we tried to get a job there. The manager looked like he was 14. I'm gonna be honest, he looked young, and he like, yeah, we hire. And my dad would tell him he has some special needs, and I think when people hear that, they're like, oh, this dumb kid. No, why are we gonna hire a dumb person? But, so 20 years now later, I went for the same job. And job interview was easy. Okay, it was an example. I actually like that one because then, when I had my other job, Staple, man, they were asking me questions like, so blah 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 blah, like But I try, but the other job, man, it was like 3 questions. They're like, hey, what do you want us to help you with? And I said it. And something that I forgot. But I was like, wow, it was, even my dad would, he would get in the car fit or something. And I walked over and he like, man, that was fast. I was like, yeah. I think we got lunch after that, maybe. I'm not sure. But so, when I first started there, I was shy. I didn't know nobody. And when I first met the person at the register, she opened up. She like, hey, how you doing? And, I was a little bit shy, like, hey, how you doing? I'm doing nice, blah, blah, we talk. And when she told me more about her, I started opening up because I was like, wow, we have a lot of stuff in common, don't think because, he's special or authentic, whatever the person is. You might have a lot of things in common, Being honest, I have a lot of authentic friends. We have a lot of stuff in common. And, you think, I don't have nothing, But, I had a lot of good friends, I tell you right now, 100%. People who have, special needs and all time, they make you laugh. I'll tell you right now. You know why? Because they're the great friend you can try, and they brighten you up. I'll tell you right now. But, I had one good friend who needed really brighten up, I try to brighten everybody's day up. And, it was the last day of our 8th grade, And he came up to me. I was just sitting on the hill. I don't know why. And he came up to me and said, hey, Nick. I'm like, yeah, buddy. And he like, man, ain't you hard? I like, I don't remember what I said, but we had a good conversation. And I brightened him day up. And then he laughed and at me. But we, so now in high school, don't know nobody, right? I walked, tried to find my buddy. I did. 9th grade, I tried to be out there, but me and my buddy, we were tight. We were just, But 9th grade, actually, I'm trying to think, was that 9th grade or 10th grade? But it might be 9th grade. And, my art teacher, actually, and, I don't know. If you guys know me, I'm not artist, okay? I am not artist, Let me show you more of my artist work. I'll show you my artist. 100%. I am a 100% artist. This is my artist work. I am not an artist. So, but I love my art teacher because she actually the one who actually got me out of my shyness and open up my world. And I was going to switch. I told her I like listening. I love your class, but I want to take band. But I never switched because there was something that was telling me stay in a class. And I made some friends in art class, but there was one person I wanted to be friends with. And I did, And then it didn't work out now because stuff happened and, life happened. But 10th grade going on and we're moving on. I joined, alright, before we move on to 10th. So I started joining club and stuff. I did special enlistment. Many people don't know. And, I ran. And, there was one teacher telling me, oh, you should run track. Me and one of my other best friends. And, I never really, thought anything. But, so we try it. And we made a team. And the reason why I say we made a team is because I was on the team, but I was the manager too. So that was, but, many people, I'll tell you right now, my running coach, our coach, did not treat me no different. He like, blah, 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 and my dad was always there because, and one time it was raining or we were doing something, packing up, and I had to carry everything. My dad got in the car, tried to help me. I like, no, I got it, because I want to show people I can do it, and he helped me a little bit. Yeah, there was some heavy stuff. And, it just, show who I am. So, moving on. So, in 10th grade, I joined the basketball team. I wanted to be on the team, but I had my first lung collapse. And, a lung collapse, if you guys don't know what that is, look that up. A lot of people ask me, what is a lung collapse? What is a lung collapse? Don't know. I was just sitting on my parent bed back to, I don't know. I was always thinking about, I got a Snicker bar at the store or something. I could not wait to open that and eat that. So, sorry. So I think more big. I don't know. It was, I don't know. Maybe a little bit more bigger. Maybe it was too bad. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But, man, I'm telling you, man, I don't remember being this small. I think, But, so I got done from my shower, and I got my mom and dad bed. I started opening it. Literally, when I'm about to start opening it, I'm about to like, ooh, I can't wait. But bam, bam, my chest was like I was having a heart attack. I dropped the Snicker, I think, or something. I yelled really loud. I'm like, Mom, Dad. I think Mom first. And I was leaning over, and they're like, oh, why the man, they didn't know. Went to the hospital. We wait for, I don't know how long. And moment, we went to the, in the emergency room, and they're like, you have a lung collapse. I'm over here, what they did, and they're like, we can transfer you to my hospital. Wait for it. And I'm like, okay, am I going to make it? I'm always like, work, man, I don't know nothing. I don't like, I'm telling you right now, rather be at home eating that Snicker. But, to myself, I like, okay, when I came back, when I came back, people would treat me different, and I did not like that. But I was on the basketball team. And there were people making me feel, And I had a buddy named Jalen Cole. You guys probably know him. He's famous. And, he would always got my back. He would always, and, but, I always try to be myself and stuff. And, people, always, think, oh, yeah, But me, I always try to make new friends. And I did. And 100% people were looking at me, they want to ask me about my voice. They're like, and yeah. But if I had to tell you something, if I had to go back to my younger self, or if I had to, tell you guys something, I tell you right now, don't let people call you stupid, don't let people bully you, don't let people bring you down, because it will get better. You know why? Because the people who feel down and try to bring you down, because they need help, or they need a friend. 100%, they're trying to make you feel bad, but 100%, I don't let nobody bring me down, because one, I know who I am. I know I can be, all that should matter, about, am I doing, it should matter to you and God. But, but, let me tell you another story, and I'm going to end with another thing. So, I stopped karate for a little while because life happened. And I went back, and I am the longest blue belt. And I worked my way up. Now I'm a probie, about to get my black belt. And, people have always lifted me up in karate. When I started back, there was a girl named, we're gonna call her Sophia, and she like, hey, how you doing? And, my mom and dad, like, told her everything about me. I was like, oh, great, well, trying to be friends, and, and still day, and I tell people, I try my best, and then when people are like, all we can do, I always, try to make people feel better. I tell people I'm the sun, and, I am the light of the, I am the light of the day, I bright people day up, I try to bright people day up. People have called me stupid, dumb, everything in the book. They did a lot of stuff. But what really broke me down is family. That, think, oh yeah. But, my mom always had my back, and I just loved it. So, don't let people call you stupid or anything. I believe in you. And if you need help, let me know. Message me. I'm here. I love to talk to people. I love to help people. That's who I am. I'm a problem solver, helping people. And let me tell you something. I am not ashamed who I am. I am just open up. And, thank you. I hope this message get out to everybody. But let me tell you something. You are not alone. You will never be alone. And let me tell you something. Don't let people bring you down. Because you are amazing. You are just waiting to shine. Thank you. Have a good night.